Hey, what's going on, folks? Klutch here with your PC mod update for Farming Simulator 19. This is the show, our weekly show, where we look at all the latest and new mods that have been released for Farm Sim 19 in the past week. These are all direct download. These are mods that are for PC only. You're going to find links for all these mods in the description down below. Of course, if this is your first time here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Of course, ring that bell as well so you are up to date whenever we drop a video on the channel. We do release videos here pretty much every single day. Anyways, guys, let's jump in. Let's take a look at some of these new mods.
Klutch simulations.
Starting off, we've got, well, some mods that complement the new Claas DLC package for Farm Sim 19, the Platinum package. So, some of the stuff that was missing from that Platinum package, we don't have any kind of a fertilizer spreader or anything that's designed to spread fertilizer. Well, we've got a Claas Arian and a Claas Axiom over there. And behind that, we've got a couple Bredal fertilizer spreaders. Now, there's nothing too crazy about these particular fertilizer spreaders. However, as you can see, they are not in the standard red. And these both these mods are done by Stevie. I think I've actually featured him before. He's done some pretty good mods in the past. This is a fairly straightforward mod. It's the fact that, well, you can make them kind of just suit with the Claas. This here Bredal is the K105, I believe. We got the K165 over there. And the big thing with both of these, well, you can set the colors to be the same as your Claas tractors, which is perfect. Love it. Now, not a lot of other changes done to them, but that's totally fine. You can change the colors for, well, the tires, of course, or the wheels, I should say, the rims. You can do the main body, and of course, you can do the top. Now, I've gone with, well, we've got the Claas gray here, and we got the red ones over here, as you can see. But, I mean, you can change that up. They do have the full gamut of colorings, all the standard lizard colorings for all three of these sections. Let's go take a quick look in the store. So you're going to find that the prices are a little bit cheaper, actually. I think it's like $67,000 as base price for the 165. It's only $60,000 here. As we go into it, well, it still looks like the normal Bredal trailer, however. Of course, we could change colors now. Well, this is something we couldn't do before. You have the full gamut of lizard coloring options you can change it to. And then down at the bottom, well, we have the Claas colors. So that's pretty cool. That's something new. Nothing else really has this. This is an option yet. Now, of course, we have an option for our extensions on this. This goes up to, what is it, 1,800? Yeah, 18,000 liters. I think that's fairly standard. The big thing with this one, guys, is the colors. We have options now to change it to a Claas color just so it matches our tractors. And I kind of like that. I think that's good. Very straightforward mod. No other extras or anything like that. Just fairly straightforward to allow us to change the colors. Well, it's going to work with our Claas harvesters, or for any harvesters for that matter, for the most part. It's the MacDon headers. So this is a pack of 3 different headers, 3 different sizes. This is the FD75. Yeah, that's right. So it's a Draper style header. And well, that's one of the nice things. The Claas headers that we received, well, you need a trailer for those. And that's always such a pain for me. I am not a huge fan of that. I hate trying to load these on trailers. However, it's gotten a lot better. It has gotten a lot better. I just prefer to have some kind of a Draper style header if we can. So for if you're looking for more information on that, all that is this has wheels on it. We don't need to load this onto a trailer. We can simply activate it. Oops, let's activate the actual header first. Should be doing it right about now, I think. There it goes. You can see the wheels are dropping. And we got a trailer hitch that comes out the back there. And once we put this down, it's going to stay on those wheels. And now we can just simply go and connect it. Now, we do have some Draper headers in game. We have a Case and a New Holland. However, there's nothing that works with the Claas colorings, and having that yellow or red does kind of clash. The red looks okay, but it's a little bit much. We can now drag our header around without having a dedicated trailer. That's perfect. That is great. So these come in 3 different sizes, the 75 or 45 foot, the 40, and the 35 foot. And as for the options, well, it's just this coloring right here. So this little swoosh you can see around above the MacDon logo. That is the color we can change in order to get it to match our harvester. So it does come with all the different colorings, and I mean, it works with any kind of harvester. So we have a Challenger harvester over here, as you can see. This here is the small 35 footer, but we've gone with a yellow Challenger kind of swoosh instead to kind of match this coloring. And of course, we have the Claas over there. So this will also work with your John Deere harvesters, which is really nice because, well, it looks odd to have a Case harvest or a header on a John Deere tractor when you're trying to go with the Draper header. Now you can use one of these MacDons. And this actually looks really good, especially just a John Deere color on it. It's just black other than that and looks fantastic and does the job just perfectly well. There you go. There you have it. I like these headers just for that purpose. That's cool. Alright, so down with our placeable mods, I've got 3 mods here. They're all related. These are all part of the company's mod packs that we have now. And if anyone's been watching, if you've been watching the videos I've been doing lately, I'm kind of addicted to these global company mods. And I love the fact that we can actually do some of this stuff now. And I'm going to go through exactly how these all work. So we have 3 different mods here. We've got a strawberry factory, or a greenhouse. We have watermelons, which is pretty cool. And we also have a compost machine. Alright, let's start off with a compost machine because that's kind of key to a little bit of this. So what this does is this takes manure, or it takes also wood chips, and it simply turns it into compost. Now, to make what do you do with compost, of course? Well, there's a couple different things. You can sell compost directly. If you have certain mods enabled, they will allow you to sell the compost directly. Just give you a quick view of inside this thing here. That is one option, or it can be a building device. So it can be the first stage of another mod, which is, well, one of the things we have over there. So we'll use the compost for making one of our other vegetables or fruits. And then we can go over here on the side. Now you can see I've been working with this for a little bit just to get everything up and going. So unfortunately, I don't speak, I believe it's Russian on this, but on the very top, that there is the material. So you can see it's grass, compost, or sorry, manure and wood chips, it looks like. I think it was all the products that can go into this. We currently have 40,000 liters of, I put manure in this, just so you know. And then the second one, of course, is fuel, and that's at just shy of 10,000, or just shy of 1,000, yeah, 10,000 liters. And at the bottom, we have our compost, which is currently made 2,300 liters of compost. So that kind of gives you an idea of what we've made there. And then on the production menu down the bottom right, you can kind of get a better idea of what percentages that it's filled. So I'll show you exactly which ones or how we fill all 3 of those. So to begin with, you're going to want to put some fuel in this thing. And the fuel, of course, well, it's located right over here. You'll need some kind of a fuel tanker for this, and I've had some issues with some of the base game fuel stuff. So this one here is just a universal LSFM tank. Let's back this in. We've put some fuel in it already. I'll bring up the menu on that, just so you can see when it comes up. And as we back up to our fuel tanker here, you're going to get the option to unload diesel into it. So once again, we need to have diesel into the tank. Once it's there, it's good to go. And once you hit the trigger point near that fuel tank, you should be able to unload. Well, that's easy enough, isn't it? Let's put some some more manure inside. I was thinking about wood chips, but we'll put some manure in just to keep it standardized. So I've got a full trailer of manure here. This is actually going to be really heavy for this 7 Series John Deere. Let's see if I can just back this all up. Like I said, you can use grass chaff, or you can use the wood chips as well. It will work in here. Oh, we need to get a bit of a run at this, guys. Let me get a little bit of a run. We can see we can dump right there if we wanted to. I want to get it all the way up top. Let's go, 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 go. So we get this all the way back. Get going. Oh, man, that's as far back as I can go. And we can just start dumping. Let's see if I can keep on dumping while we're... Oh, there we go. That's better. And we're just simply going to dump this whole trailer into the pit here. Now, you don't really see much once it's going in. You can see a little bit it's going there, but it feeds it inside. And actually, if you look on top in here, this will slowly start to fill up as you have more compost. This is your compost bin right in here. And this will animate, and it will show as you get more in there. So that's all good and dandy. Let's run over across here, and you can see we've got the very top now. We're up to 85,000 liters of, well, our material that's been dumped into that. Currently 2,300 liters of compost. Perfect. That looks fantastic. Now this will make compost at a rate of 2,000 liters per hour, so it does take a little bit of time. It's not exactly the quickest thing, so you do have to wait sometimes. We've been waiting about an hour to get that 2,000 liters in there, just so we have something to test with in a sec. But yeah, 2,000 liters per hour, that's what you're going to get out of this as long as you've got diesel and a material to turn into compost. Alright, so we've talked about the compost. That is pretty much all there is to do with that. Let's move on down here, and let's go through some of our fruits. Now, let's start over on the right here. This is our watermelon greenhouse. There you go. You can see it all right there. Perfect. Now, it says right in front exactly what we need. We need fertilizer, we need manure, and we need water. So, let's see what happens as we give these 3 products. We'll grab our tanker here, load this thing up. We need to get some water in this thing. And there we go. Got some water going. And we just pull up and dump it into this massive tank here. And as soon as we see the indication, this is going to go up. And these all have a digital readout, which is quite nice as well. There we go. And that's going to start loading into this. And you should see, once we get around the corner here, yeah, you can see our digital readouts going up. And we're up to 15% roughly. Let's see if we got 20. Is that what we get to? Oh, a little bit more. Perfect. So this is going to fill this tank up. And now also, we go in here, and you can see we've got some watermelons popping up in here as well. Now, just because they're in here doesn't mean we can do anything with them yet. Just they show up, we still can't sell them or turn these into anything quite yet. We still need to get the other ingredients. This is just a visual representation that we do have, well, one of the products at least to make them. So we got the water going, and we've got 32,000 liters of water ready to go. So next up, let's get some fertilizer. Now for fertilizer, you've got a couple different options. I've just got a big bag right here. We could simply just take this with our forklift, bring it over here, and you can see right now I'm dumping fertilizer in. That is an option. And as you can see, as it starts to dump, all of a sudden you're going to get a bag over here that shows up. Now this bag, you cannot interact with this bag. This is just a visual representation that you have put fertilizer in here, and you can also see it on the display, of course. But you can't take a forklift, you can't pick this up. This bag here, of course, is still good. It's down to, what, 7,100 or 700 liters, I should say. Just be aware you can't pick this bag up. Now, so that's one option. Let's just give this a toss. Go! Or, if you have a silo that has fertilizer in it, like we have loaded this trailer up right here, we can fully load the trailer up, of course, and just bring that over and dump that in. Now, when we dump this in, this is where it gets kind of interesting because it makes a whole bunch of these little items that we can't interact with. So we'll start dumping this in, and you're going to see that as it goes, and look at all the watermelons being popped into there as well. So you can see, you're going to see a visual representation of the fertilizer as well as watermelons out in our pasture, or out in our greenhouse, I should say. Cool. So there's our fertilizer. Next up, guys, we need manure. And much like our compost machine, manure, you can fill this whole trailer right full. And we'll dump it up into this little silo area right here. And we're good to go. Now, as we dump this in, you're going to notice, all of a sudden, everything comes to life. That's cool. So you get the warning lights. You also get the sprayers, the sprinkler system activates, and that is indication now that your machine is running. Now we can go in and take a look at this in our production menu, and we can turn this off if we wanted to. This would be an option we can turn off. As you can see there, I'm turning it on and turning it off. So that is an option right there. One thing that's interesting to note with this, the fertilizer you cannot buy in this menu. However, water, we can buy water. We can go in this menu and say, okay, we've got 32,000 liters of water right now. I don't want to bring a truck over here. I just want to add some water. I can add a little bit of water, or I can add a whole bunch of water if I want to add the whole thing, and just go ahead and buy it. And it's going to fill that up for me. Did I fill it up? I should have filled that up. Buy. There it goes. There we go. So we added 100%, so 50,000 liters of water has now been added. Same can be said with the manure. The only thing we can't buy is the fertilizer in here right now. Oh, no, because it's full. We can buy all the products in here. Sorry about that. We can definitely buy all the products in here, just in this menu. Now, that is something that's a little bit unique to this particular mod. Not all mods do this. This one allows you to buy them independently. So that's kind of a nice option as well. Cool. So that's our watermelons. We're going to let time go for a couple seconds here, and then we'll buy some. We'll see what they look like. And as time goes by, as you can see now, we have got some watermelons, and they just appear over along behind this yellow line. Here we have them. So we've got 3 pallets ready to go, and it says we have, if we can scroll over here, we can see it, 17% full. If I take one of these, which we can pick up now, we can pull this out, and we can sell this at various sell points, which will automatically be generated around our map. That's very cool. Let's go take a look at strawberries quickly. So the strawberry greenhouse is very similar, but just a touch different over the watermelon one. It requires, well, our basic products again, like, well, fertilizer. We'll dump that in there. As soon as we dump that in, you're going to see we got strawberries popping up. We also, of course, need water. We'll dump that in. But the big change with this one here is, well, it doesn't require manure. It requires compost, which is the main reason why we brought this compost machine out. So we're going to fill this up with compost. There we go. Compost going in. And compost getting dumped out. And once we dump this out, you're going to see those those sprinkler systems engage once again. Jump over here. And everything's going in. Actually, we need to turn this on. There we go. We'll start this up. And just like our watermelon area, it is exactly the same now. The one other change with this, the strawberries do not spawn automatically. Watermelons spawn automatically as they're ready to go. Our strawberries, we will need to spawn them. So I'm going to advance time for a second here. And now we have some strawberries ready to be output. Now you'll notice we've got 10%, 3,100. It's been a couple hours since we did this. We can come in here now, scroll over to our outputs, and simply say, I want to spawn some pallets. There's 3 pallets we can spawn at maximum. Spawn those in, and they simply come down at the very end here. And these can now be sold at the store. Now, One thing with strawberries over watermelons, strawberries take a lot longer to in order to build them. It takes quite a bit longer to get those 3 pallets versus that same amount of time where we were waiting to make those 3 pallets. Well, we've got this many pallets of watermelons. So watermelons do reproduce, they do produce a lot more fruit a lot more quickly. However, the price is about a third, roughly a third. If we go into a store here, you can see our watermelon price and our strawberry price. 71 cents per, I guess that's 100 or per bushel, 1.67 per bushel there, $1.67 per bushel. So anyways, roughly a third the price, a little more than a third, I guess. But just be aware that that is a difference there. I guess a little closer to half. Anyways, so that's the difference between those two. Both very, they're different, but similar at the same sense. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Some new mods for PC for Farm Sim 19. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, as I said before. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, don't forget to subscribe as well. Anyways, guys, hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you next time. This is Klutch. Over and out.